Come on, y'all. You're going to help me pack my orders from my teeny tiny eBay store. This isn't like those other videos where they show you like 10 orders in one day. No, ma'am. No, sir. This was count them, two orders from one day. Like I said, teeny tiny. Want to know how much each of these sold for? I will tell you at the end. But I'm building my eBay store up with one goal, and that's just to pay my mortgage and some other things, but essentially to pay that mortgage bill. And it's pretty hefty. So join me on my journey to get there and watch me pack. And if you have questions about starting an eBay store, I'm all ears. So this was a vintage thermometer that was sold before and was returned. So I'm sending it back out. Packing is my favorite thing to do, and I sell things of all sizes, as you'll see with more of the videos. So you see, I have to try to match up what I have because I have so much. You don't even want to know. I have so many boxes and envelopes and things like that. But I try to make sure that it's in a condition that it actually gets to the person okay. I don't like to just throw things in boxes. So I have packing paper, I have bubble wrap, all of that kind of stuff. I use plastic mailers, and most of the time, I will send things in boxes. Even though it seems like it can be in an envelope, I will pack it in a box, unless it's like clothes or like here, it already had its own box. So I wasn't worried about that. And I can't show all my goodies now as I'm packing. So that's why you see that little cover there. I just like to make sure things are super secure. And if you were the person on the other end receiving it in your mailbox, I don't want you to say WTF when you get it. And you're like, what was this person thinking? But I use a lot of tape just to make sure, because I don't trust the post office. I've had items smashed to smithereens before. So I just try to make sure I tape everything and make sure it gets secure. And I've been pretty good with using UPS and just the post office. This is a Fossil wallet. I've had it a really long time. So I started officially selling on eBay in 2019. And then I took a really long break during the pandemic. And then I started back up at the very end of 2024. So in the past, I did a lot of clothing, I did a lot of accessories because that's what everybody on eBay was doing. And that's what I was watching and learning from. But I realized that I don't really like selling clothes. I don't really like cleaning them and doing all of that. So I have since moved on because that kind of stuff just does not float my boat. The thermometer that I showed before I got from an estate sale. This wallet, it was an interesting story. So I saw a woman, she put on Facebook Marketplace that she was trying to sell some purses. So I met her literally in a garage and she had a trunk full of purses. So I think I only wanted to look at a couple vintage Coach bags, but she had a whole lot of stuff. She had Fossil, Coach, Dooney and Burke. And I think I reached out to her because I wanted a Dooney vintage wallet. So we negotiated and she gave me a full bag of all these purses, pocketbooks, I call them, and then wallets. So it was a great find. It's just a lesson that you'll never know who has what. You kind of just have to put yourself out there. You have to look on Marketplace, look on Craigslist, offer up, and things like that. And you'll find people and get connections with them because the sister hooked me up. Okay. I'll also share in other videos the different supplies that I have. You're only seeing a snippet of what I use to pack, but you see, I have measuring tape, I have yardsticks, I have tape that I pull, and I have a tape gun. It's just so much. And here I have my handy dandy scale. I know you're waiting to hear how much these sold for. So the thermometer sold for $67.50, and the Fossil wallet sold for $24.99. Not bad for one day. See you next time.